Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes, Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia. I'm pouring this one. Have a listen to this pop. You ready?
There's no pop.
It's a screw cap. What are we having?
Weller
Special Reserve.
What makes it special?
I wonder that. I tell you what makes it a bit special is that of all the Wellers, it's the entry-level one. It's the green label. It's the one that is the, well, in Australia at least, most cost-effective, easiest to get Weller. And the people who love their Buffalo Trace, particularly in the US, are furious about how easy it is for us to get. Cheers.
Cheers. Is Weller the one that when they're testing out the Pappy and things like that and it doesn't quite make the cut in front of their panel of like 16 people all testing it, and if they all agree it's a Pappy and costs a lot of money?
Your version of this story gets more and more elaborate every time.
Is it 16? Maybe 28. I just was fascinated by the fact that a certain amount of people sit there, taste a barrel, and if they all say, yes, this is a Pappy, it's a Pappy.
Yep.
And if one or two of them say, no, it becomes a Weller. And it's very affordable and sitting on your shelf.
Well, okay, let's just backtrack.
You can correct
So
now.
definitely, yeah. There's the mash bill is exactly the same mash bill as the Pappy. Yep, you're right. The juice is the same. And one of my favourite things about bourbon is how much the influence of the wood and where the barrel is in the rickhouse and how the white dog reacts with that particular wood of that particular barrel and that particular location of the rickhouse means that what that is.
Because they don't move them all around.
Or
like
at
some
Buffalo
people
Trace they
do.
don't. Yeah.
No.
Maker's Mark's the only one they still do move the barrels or rotate the barrels through. Yep, absolutely. This could have been. This is, if you want to think about it like that, as a runner in a race or something, this is the bourbon that could have been a Pappy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It isn't.
Didn't get his nose across the line in front of the other guys.
No age statement on the bottle. Special Reserve. The only age statement that goes on as far as I know, on a Weller is the Weller 12-year-old, which means that that Weller is at least 12 years old.
Yeah.
But Special Reserve is the easiest one to get. You can get it in Australia. You can get it relatively easily. I reckon you're paying less than $100 Australian for that, maybe around 80 or.
The US not so easy.
Well, there's some states where you can get it really easily. I don't know. I'm making this up, but from what I've read, there's a meme about it's really easy to get in Ohio and maybe Kentucky. I might be making that up, but then everywhere else has trouble getting it. But
we make up lots of stuff, so just only believe a portion.
But why is it so delicious, H? Do you know the answer? What's the ingredient this one's got that makes it so easy to drink?
Lots of corn and wheat.
Yeah, well, good, well done. Yep, it's wheated.
Yeah.
It's the wheated bourbon of the Buffalo Trace mash bills. This is the wheated mash bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
When they put in more wheat and take out the rye, I definitely know I'm going to enjoy it because it doesn't have that burn that the rye kick, burn, whatever people like to call it.
I'm going to provide a controversial opinion.
Oh.
On some wheated bourbons, on the nose, I get a wacky note that for me is a soap sud.
Oh, you're weird.
Yeah, weird. I'm sorry
soap
about
sud.
this.
That doesn't sound like something you'd like to drink.
It is for me not stronger than on the 1792 sweet wheat. I don't know if anyone else has knows that and gone, oh my goodness, this smells like Grandma's soap.
No.
This one, it's really subtle, but
I get those
like a soapiness, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm getting it.
It's just your nose, and this particular, maybe it's the wheat. I don't know.
It's not really pronounced.
I get that, really when you open those little butterscotch lollies.
Oh yeah.
But like the butterscotch, but like the fresh plastic. It's like opened up and you.
Fresh plastic. Oh, like fresh from the plastic.
Fresh from the plastic, yeah.
What kind of butterscotch lollies? They're like a.
I don't know. Is it Werther's? I don't know what they're called.
Oh yeah, Werther's Originals.
Yeah, and you open them up and it unwraps, and you kind of got that fresh plastic but delicious fresh butterscotch kind of combination.
Okay.
That's not soap. But,
It's super subtle. I don't want to make anyone turn anyone off it. This Weller Special Reserve is one of my... I want to have a bourbon.
Yep.
I don't want to have to think too much about how complex the notes are. I don't want to be,
You want to sit down and enjoy something delightful.
don't want to punch in the guts. Something easy drinking and soft and,
Yep.
but like
But good.
rich and enjoyable, like
Yeah.
good.
Not too young. Like you want something that's like a good aged bourbon.
Well, I don't know how old it is, but yeah, it comes in at 80 proof, so it's a, really, the Bourbon Lens guys would say it's crushable. I don't know. Yep, I think crushable sounds like solo in a can. They would say 80 proof is probably pretty crushable. But I
like
really
like fresh and light's not the right word, but like I know I have it with ice, but it also like it tastes cool. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't know how to describe that. It's like
I think
that easy drinking doesn't leave the burn. That wheated thing instead of the rye that I always talk about. Probably too much. My apologies.
Nah, but and I'm okay with on the flavour profiles. I'm often surprised when I have a bourbon and someone goes, "It's a high rye," but I've really enjoyed it because I really do like lower rye, more wheat. If it's a 4 grain, I like the higher wheat influence.
Yep.
Because I just like the softness that it brings. I'm a big old softy, H. That's what's happening. I'm a softy. So
Softy soft.
we have done the tour at Buffalo Trace. We talked about this before, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you get to see all the Buffalo Trace stuff. Weller, Blanton's.
We've walked
the
rig houses where these very barrels are.
Yeah, it's really cool. You get to go right into the middle of all the barrels.
Pretty cool. And I never have got my hands on one of these T-shirts, but at some point in Australia there were a bunch of Weller T-shirts that became available through one or a few of the online guys.
Why is there Weller T-shirts?
I don't know, but every now and again at the whiskey shows you see someone wearing like a Weller T-shirt, and if you know, it's one of those things. It's like,
as in they don't make them very much.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really seen him in the US, but but it's got the iconic Weller W. It's got the big loop at the top, and I
You want one?
do know. Well, I don't.
He's
I
jealous
really
of the
just wear
people.
black T-shirts. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really wear T-shirts with stuff on them.
Might mix it up and get you a Weller shirt.
Maybe I should start to think about wearing that.
That's where I got my favourite beanie.
At Buffalo Trace.
Yes, I have a big head. Not like figuratively speaking. No, actually, I have a big head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so most beanies.
Geometrically speaking.
Yeah, geometrically speaking, I have a big head. And so I never, like at every shop I've ever been in, the beanie's just uncomfortable. And then when I was at Buffalo Trace, I was like, oh, how cool is that?
It wasn't that day your head had shrunk.
Good stretch. And it was a great beanie. It's not my favourite beanie.
What a good thing. So one of your favourite T-shirts is a bourbon T-shirt, never
Old
gets
Forester.
old, from
Yeah.
Old Forester. And your favourite beanie is Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace.
Amazing.
And probably most of the people who see me wearing it wouldn't have a clue what Buffalo Trace is.
It's funny,
But
isn't
it's
it?
a great beanie.
Why is it that Australians don't seem to understand bourbon as well? The way that
I just, up until recently, I think bourbon was just seen as an old white man's drink. And
do you reckon?
yeah.
I reckon it's just a thing you put with Coke.
Yeah, like it wasn't, like
it's not
dirty's the wrong word, but it's just a really, like almost like a cheap mixer kind of bad bourbon, like cheap, and you definitely have it with Coke, whereas I grew up drinking Johnny Walker and Coke. Like, not
In a premix.
No, like
You'd pour
across
it
the
yourself.
bar, in uni was Johnny Walker and Coke. And I like all my friends considered me weird because I wasn't drinking sweet cocktails. But I don't know, maybe but I really would like to see that image change because it's so good in cocktails. It's so easy to drink, especially a Weller like this.
This would make a banging old fashioned, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe this would be a nice
Just even
gateway
rocks.
bourbon for a human
A
of an
newbie.
Australian descent who maybe had only ever had bourbon and Coke and was like, oh, I don't know if I need another Woodstock.
Yeah. It's not.
I don't. It's not a Woodstock. This is a extremely sought after
Yeah. It's a
whiskey.
delightful,
bourbon from
easy
beautiful-
drinking, and mix it up with something you like, or just drink it straight like you do, or on ice like I do. I think I think the image of bourbon being a cool, fun thing to drink hasn't yet taken off in Australia. Is that
I think it's
accurate?
coming. I think it's coming.
I think it's kind of here, but it hasn't. The wave hasn't hit yet.
Well, we're here to help spread the word.
Yeah, get the wave out there.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.